Good morning, Gandhi class, Gandhi learning community. I know you're isolating, which is very difficult for all of you. Thank you for keeping yourselves safe and for keeping everybody safe. I'm just going to carry on a bit of reading for you because we missed our Thursday reading. And we're reading from Queen of Freedom by Katherine Johnson, Defending Jamaica, True Adventures. And we have got up to page 66. And here we are. The black shot? Nanny shook her head. We seen them. They join up to get away from cutting cane and field work. Nanny waved a hand. The youths who want to hold a gun and think it make them free. I thought they would be hard, but they are all like eggs. Boys with shells of fierceness hiding soft innards. Nanny tipped some peas into her basket. I taught the children here to trick them, stand at the end of the gully and wave, then hide. The black shot ran into our ambush like rabbits into holes. Nanny shrugged. Most of them. Well, it is shame to kill them. Some run into the bush and we find them a few days later. Some choose to stay with us, choose freedom. Nanny sat back. The garden need work right now, Ophelia, Nanny said. We are protected up here, safe. For now. The English are not about to give up this island, Ophelia said. They come after you, only a matter of time. Remember that. As Ophelia was leaving, Nanny found her a cloth bag full of pumpkin seeds. Take these. Harvest good this season. Ophelia smiled and folded the bag back into Nanny's hand. You keep them. You never know when they need it. Ophelia went home before dark and Nanny went back to work in her garden. She had begun to clear a new patch of ground, but there was a massive old tree root that needed pulling up. She had dug around it, tried levering it up, but it would not budge. She chopped as much of it out as she could, but the root in the bottom of the trunk stubbornly refused to budge. Nanny paused for a moment, taking a breath, resting on her axe. Miss Nanny, Adu called out. You need some help with that? Nanny waved him across. Come on, it'll be easy with two. Afterwards, Nanny made some ginger tea and Adu talked about home. I had a woman, name of Amma, he said, and a baby and cattle. Had a good number, head of cattle. He looked into the distance and Nanny could feel the weight of sadness coming from him. My family die on the ship. I saw their bodies go into the water. Nanny said nothing. Why they do this to us, you think, he said. Nanny looked at him. Because they can. What happened to you, he said, looking at Nanny. How did you get here? Nanny looked away, over the town and into the trees. I never think about my life before now, before here, she shrugged. I can't think about them. Take me anywhere. So I tell myself there was nothing before Nanny Town. I was never a girl running alongside my mother to market. I was never taken, held down until they tie my hand and foot to get me on a boat, sell my children from me. I was never whipped. I was never a slave. She smiled a strong, fierce smile. I believe I always been free in my heart. Hurricane season was late, but Nanny had made sure the town had enough supplies and cattle to get through it. Hester and Phoebe traded some cloth for baskets, and there was an ease to town life Nanny had never felt before. She watched some of the boys practicing dances in the town square with Atlas and Maggie, chasing Michele the pig out of the bush and laughing and laughing. Nanny smiled. She had never felt more safe in her whole life. Then one night, another joyful night, when one of Johnny's cows gave birth to a female calf, a good sign if one was needed, and Phoebe's little boy had started walking, Nanny dreamed about Yule. In her dream, he came towards her, standing upright, ruined, face sad, calling for his pig, Michele. In the dream, Nanny took his hand, holding it between both of hers, and not being able to look too long at his shot-up face, the blood and the bone. She asked him, though, in as still and calm a voice as she could manage, What do you want with us, Yule? Why aren't you quiet, safe, across the water, home? The British drop like flies. Malaria wiped them out before long. You've seen us in town. Even Michele, your pig, is happy. His answer came fast and loud. He shook his head. Something is happening. Maybe this time even you cannot stop it, Nanny. The boy turned back to the bush, and Nanny thought there was something moving, there in the corner of her eye. Yor was pointing through the trees. A man, small, if it was a man, golden-skinned, running, flashing through the green. There, Yor said, and Nanny woke up as if a bucket of water had been thrown over her, sitting bolt upright, her heart galloping fast, fast time. Outside it was not yet light. Everything was grey and colourless. The whole town still slept. Nanny stumbled out of her hut and went to her garden and wept. They would never be safe. In the morning she walked out of town and visited Ophelia. The woman saw her coming as she was outside working in the garden. "I see you walking out of the trees with a cloud of troubles following you." Ophelia put down her pruning knife. She took Nanny to sit on the veranda and she held her hand and looked at the lines on her hand. Nanny told her the dream. "Shake me up." "You're correct to be worried," Ophelia said. "See this line here? They are breaking it. I never seen before. And something happened in Port Antonio. Some new soldiers, new fighters from overseas." Nanny nodded. "It's been too easy. The English angry as stinging ants," Ophelia said. "They new governor. He bad man for you." "Governor? Don't they all do what their kings say?" Nanny said. "King George, yes. But he is over the water. The governor is the king's man here. This new one, this Governor Gregory, he wants to change the way things are going, and change never any good for no one." "How? How so?" "This governor fed up with you Maroons. The talk is he think you and Cudjo mock the English." Nanny kissed her teeth. "We don't mock anyone. We just want to be left alone. They don't see that. They see your people, their property. They think they own all of us. They hate any of us to be free. We all know that is true." Nanny shifted in her seat. Ophelia went on. "English folk bursting with anger. So many slaves escape, throw off their masters and head into the bush. Others rise up and kill their masters. They're scared. All the white people scared. This new governor promised them to make life safe for them, to make money and to sleep in their beds. I think he means to stop the Maroons once and for all, wipe you out." Nanny nodded. "That's why you'll come to me." She took the herbs Ophelia offered to make protecting tea and to guard against danger. "You want me to look ahead? See what might happen?" Ophelia asked. "It might help." Nanny shook her head. "If the future bad, I'm not sure I want to know," she said. "I already feel in my bones the fighting time come round again. Soon, soon." Ophelia nodded. "You're a different woman now. There is power in you." Nanny shook her head. "Ophelia, I know you feel the power of our ancestors in you. These hands, they catch bullets, I hear." "I don't know. I can't tell what happened." "What really happened?" Nanny said. That's just a tale." Ophelia looked hard at Nanny. "You learn nothing yet? You take this story and make it real. Take that power. Take the spirits of all of us. Take whatever they say about you and make it your own. Then you can do whatever you need to for you, for your people." Nanny headed back to town and found Adu on the trail outside town waiting for her. "I worried about you," he said. "You take all the worries of all of us on your shoulders, Nanny." Nanny shrugged. "Town have my name. It's not a choice. You pass some of that worry on to me. Let me help with that." She took his hand, remembered the power she had felt the night of the raid at Mount Vernon. "I do," Nanny said. "I need you to help me with something else. We need to go to Port Antonio." The next morning she called a meeting and told the town what she and Adu would do. She would walk as far as Port Antonio, the largest town on the north coast, where the tall masted ships came in, and find out exactly what the English were up to. Hester and Johnny Rainbow thought she was mad. "We're safe now," Johnny said. "It's a waste of time, little by little, and the day soon come. We Maroons, we are free people, will outnumber slaves. The English will sicken and die or flee to America and leave us alone." "He's right," Coffee said. He was holding Phoebe's wriggling baby Tom in his arms, and he put him down to walk away on his sturdy little legs. "We're safe here. It's been months since any soldiers even leave camp, let alone come up into the bush." Nanny smiled. "I wish that were so, but I have to do something. Remember Yor? He come to me in a dream. I cannot ignore him, and I cannot ignore what Ophelia say about new soldiers come about the English plans." There was a murmur of agreement from the townspeople. "So we will go. I take Adu. Cow, you are in charge while I'm gone. Start preparing. I was thinking we need to make more traps around town, change the trails, make a retreat on Carrion Crow Mountain in case they find us here." Hester frowned. Johnny Rainbird spoke up. "Are you certain about this, Nanny? Only we have work to do in the fields and roofs need fixing up before the hurricanes." Cow interrupted. He nodded at Nanny. "We start work on new traps." "It's settled," she said. "I have to see with my own eyes whatever it is, the British plan." Nanny looked round as little Tom toppled over onto the ground and began to cry. Hester Jane picked him up. We have to keep Nanny down to keep all of us safe. Gandhi class, I'm looking so forward to carrying on reading with you in 2021. Hold on, there is a lot more for us to learn. We are lifelong learners. We are interested. We're not afraid to go back and look at history in the face and learn so that we can build a better future today. Happy New Year, Gandhi class.